If I keep living in fear, my son will never bloom, and my job as a parent is to let him grow.
Hi there, and welcome to I Changed My Mind, the series that normalizes what the changing mind looks like. I'm Brooke Siebold, a filmmaker, a storyteller, and a relentless believer in our capacity to grow. We talk a lot about polarization these days, but not enough about what it takes to bridge that divide. How we grow, how we unlearn, how we make room for new ways of seeing. This is one of 5 episodes we're producing in partnership with PFLAG National, the largest organization in the U.S. dedicated to supporting, educating, and advocating for LGBTQ+ people and those who love them. Today's story is about the kind of transformation that ripples across generations. Ria grew up in a traditional Catholic Colombian household. She rejected many of the religious teachings she was raised with, particularly those tied to traditional expectations around gender. She raised her kids to be inclusive and believed she'd meet any moment with love. But when one of her kids came out as trans at 13, her first reaction wasn't support, it was fear. What she didn't expect was that her son's courage would lead her to re-examine a part of herself she'd quietly buried decades earlier.
My name is Ria, and I've changed my mind about what it means to fully embrace my family and myself.
I'd love to just start at the very beginning. What kind of values were you raised with, and how did that impact how you raised your kids?
I was born in Colombia. I immigrated here when I was 5 years old. I was raised Catholic by a single mother who was very strict, guided me to be a good girl, do what you're supposed to do, go to school, graduate, marry a good man, have kids, like the whole perfect little picture, right?
How did that influence what you shared with your kids and how you raised them?
You tell me to do something, I'll do the opposite. So I questioned it a lot. I studied gender roles. I have a degree in psychology, sociology, and anthropology, and understanding the concept that gender roles are socially created was huge for me because I never truly felt super girly. I never really conformed to those gender roles.
So you're coming from this really open place of having kind of done this work despite this very traditional background. What was that moment like for you when Kane came out as trans?
Denial, actually, which was very surprising to me, right? That I was like, no, you're a girl. And it was this almost like a rejection for me, like I made you like this. And that internal struggle with me because my beliefs were like, not that, right? Like, not that.
How old was Kane when he came out as trans to you?
When he was 13, he told us that he was a boy. His father and I basically were like, that's not who you are. That's not real. I defaulted back to what am I supposed to do as a mother? Where did I fail? And it's you question yourself as a parent. And then he met someone that was trans. The more he shed his mask, the more he became happier. I had this moment that I was like, wait, what am I doing? So how do I support it? Okay, it is what it is. It's social construct, just like the clothes we wear, the hair we have, the makeup we wear. We have these expectations of our children. We plan their life in our heads. So letting go of that. You can guide them to be good students. You can guide them to like sports. You can guide them to read a lot. But if that's not who they are, forcing them to do it, it's gonna chip away at their light, right? You need to let them figure it out. It's just awesome to see that he's able to just be himself.
I hear you saying that it was denial, that that was sort of the reason why you had that initial reaction. It also sounds like there might have been fear involved.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, fear for what's going on in the trans community now. Our political climate is terrible. The future for him to be able to defend himself, for him to be able to trust people. It's hard enough being a kid. So now we're gonna add the layers of being transmasc. But I want him to be able to live his truth so he has a happy life. That's our job as parents, to create your children for the world, not for yourself.
What is it like parenting a trans son right now in Florida?
His big thing is I sound like a girl. I want to be a 15-year-old boy. I don't get to be a 15-year-old boy. So I'm like, okay, so how do we get to be a 15-year-old boy without hormones? Because we live in Florida, so I can't get hormones legally. He has a hard time with that.
Is that something that you would do if that were a legal possibility?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I would. I think if it supports his mental health and his living his true self, then why not? It's his life. That's the scary part. That's a part of release as a parent that you're like, okay, how do you go?
And can you talk about how Kane coming out as trans helped you kind of find your way to your own truth?
that's the fun part of this, let's say, right? So in my own journey of transformation, the conversations that we have with Kane and Arya is my second, are very deep, and they're very about gender construct and sexuality, and we have really honest and open conversations. And then the conversation happened, they're like, well, Mom, you're bi. And I was like, what, excuse me, I'm not bi. They're like, yes, you are. I'm like, huh? The questions were like, Mom, have you ever kissed a girl? Yes. Mom, have you ever liked a girl? Yes. So you're gay? Oh, okay. And it's just like my 10-year-old and then my 14-year-old then telling me this, and I'm just like sitting in the car like, and I told my husband, I'm like, babe, and he's like, yeah, we know this. And I'm like, wait, hold on, you all know? So I go to therapy, and she's like, okay, let's explore. What does that mean for you? So that's part of my journey of living my authentic truth, kind of coming out as me, which is like colorful and just bright, and yeah.
So great. So it sounds like your kids came out for you, to you.
Right? Yes.
And considering that openness has been such a part of the fabric of your relationship with your kids, what was Kane's response when your first response was, oh no, you're not, when he came out as trans?
He was very defensive. It was like this constant fight. Oh, because you don't know. Oh, because you don't accept me. Oh, because you don't love me. And it was like, wait, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is don't label yourself. Because I was in default mom mode. I was in default fear. That's what happens when you're not in a good place.
And when you were able to sort of return to that openness, how did that reflect in your relationship with Kane?
Oh, it's completely different. We're friends again. We talk, we laugh, we joke.
And where are you in terms of your journey? Have you sort of claimed bisexuality as part of your identity, and what does that look like?
Yeah, I don't, apparently I've always been. So here we are. So it was me just accepting and just acknowledging that part of you that is like, yeah, I am, okay. That doesn't change who I am. I've always been the same person.
What does that mean for your marriage, and what does that look like?
Well, I think that the preconception is like, oh, she's bisexual. You guys must have like an open relationship, right? Being bisexual doesn't mean not being committed. I'm married to a man. Being together for 25 years. We've been together since we were 20. I'm the same person. Nothing's changed. I'm not pursuing a relationship with a woman. I am acknowledging who I am in a total spectrum.
Earlier, you've said that sort of like Kane's journey helped you to re-examine this part of yourself that was deeply buried since adolescence. Right. Can you kind of talk about what that excavation looked like and what that feels like now?
During family therapy, a lot was him, how he got there, how he felt. Those questions I brought home to me. You have to accept your past. So in high school, I had a best friend who was my girlfriend on the side, basically. I was in a relationship with a boy, and she was in a relationship with a boy, but she was my girlfriend. And it was very secretive and very, I felt dirty after and guilty, and I remember praying, but I liked her. Like I liked her. So those little things are like little seeds. We often think that these things just come, right? No, they grow and they grow. And I think Kane being able to say at 14, I'm a boy, and I can't say at 46, I'm bi. It's kind of like, okay, come on.
I'm just curious, like, what it was about Kane's bravery that sort of helped you claim this part of yourself that you always knew to be true.
I saw when he was like taking his eyelashes off, taking his earrings off, taking the blonde off. Like I saw the happiness come out. It's been like, okay, what masks do I wear? So unmasking that. What does it mean to be bi? What does it mean to be, nonconformist to gender roles? My calling, my work in life is to help people transform. Inviting people to come and find their authentic selves here. That's what I want. It's just what I'm supposed to do.
Can you kind of talk about your gym is a safe space for people and the allyship you experience through that?
Having the LGBTQI community have a boxing place, that's a safe place. I empower people to find their authentic selves. We have macho professional fighters, you see them back there, that train here, that coach here. This is what you're going to see here. You're going to see neurodivergent people. You're going to see LGBTQI people. We have a little homeschool community at the gym now. We're connecting with a company called Safe Schools that, we're going to teach self-defense for this LGBTQI community. That's what we want. We want these kids to feel empowered, that they have places to go, that they can be themselves. We have 6 kids that are neurodivergent, non-binary, trans, gay, they're teenagers that are exploring. So here they feel feel safe doing that.
I'm just sort of imagining this homeschool of like 6 trans and non-binary kids learning how to defend themselves in Florida.
Yeah.
That's pretty
And
revolutionary.
strength training. We want to empower kids. We want to empower teenagers to know how to defend yourselves, to be aware.
Knowing your traditional background, are you open to your family, and who do you choose to be
No,
open
hi
to?
everyone, I'm coming out.
Do you think they will see this? Like, will this be your official
I've
coming
been
out to
sharing
them?
with them. Absolutely, here. This is what I've been doing. Ha ha. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I'm 46, man. Like at this point, it's yeah.
If you had been able to openly claim this part of yourself earlier on, how do you think your life might look different?
Oh, my life would have been completely different. I wouldn't have done everything I was supposed to do. I would have done what I wanted to do, right? Which was, I didn't even know what I wanted to do because I was doing what I was supposed to do. So I don't even know, right? Because that was never an opportunity for me.
Looking back on your life story and your experience, what do you think is the value of being able to change your mind?
Just knowing that, man, not everything is fixed, right? Not everything is just black and white. There's different ways of seeing things that changing your mind is essential for you to grow.
What does pride look like, being both the parent of a trans child and also being a proud bisexual person?
Shiny! My kids are living their truth. They're open enough to talk about whatever comes up, and I'm able to shine too. And just doing that has kind of like raised me up. So now that I'm shinier and brighter and happier, I can help somebody find that too.